Welcome back to the next episode of
How Are You Lovie?
How Are You Lovie, Carl?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to see that we've really nailed that intro.
I'm Aisling.
I'm Carl.
And we are just one of those busy couples with life, so we like to schedule in our weekly catch-up and keep the mics rolling for it.
Yes, exactly. And it's been lovely so far. This is episode 4.
Let's just catch up on last week's episode.
Pillows.
All right.
There was a lot of chat about pillows. I did kind of a rundown of all the information that came into my Instagram about pillow recommendations.
Yes.
We keep getting messages from people asking, have you decided on what pillows you're going to get? And
drum roll, please.
we get pillows.
Have decided on these pillows.
So essentially, anyway, the information that was coming in, it whittled down to a couple of different options for me.
Yes.
There's an option of you can go into Harvey Norman and
Yes.
you can get like measured up.
Yes.
They do a service where you measure up. I'm not sure. Maybe there's other places that do that. But what they do is they get you to kind of use this special contraption and it measures the distance between your head and the side of your shoulder. What are you laughing at?
I took a picture of you while you were doing it.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. Okay. So you can get measured up. And then the other option that interested me was a latex pillow, because a lot of people were saying latex is the way to go because it holds its shape. It's very hard wearing. It stays cool, all this stuff. But I went, anyway.
Sorry, you didn't give me that information.
Yeah, because you wanted a hard pillow.
Okay.
You wanted something rock solid.
Okay.
So anyway, we went with the measured pillow. They've loads of different types of pillow you can get. I went for feather and down or something like that. It's
Yes.
I have to say,
Not very animal friendly.
it's a lovely soft pillow. Is that not a good thing?
Well, obviously not if they've loads of feathers.
Yeah, but the feathers come off them. I don't think they're going in and
I'm
pulling
sure
the feathers off them.
Pluck it off the chickens before they're gone.
I don't know if it's chicken. Is it a goose? I don't know.
Goose down normally in duck feather or something like that, isn't it?
But I have to say, heavenly pillow. Absolutely
I actually had a
beautiful.
discussion. So after we bought these pillows, we went for dinner with Carl's Auntie D, the fabulous tea woman, criminal cup of tea. And apparently she sleeps the same way as you. Like she likes a really thin pillow. And she's a tummy sleeper. She rolls onto her tummy, like crumples the pillow up underneath her hands and effectively lies on crumple.
Yeah.
So I was like, these are two people.
All the same. She is my godmother as well.
She's my godmother, yes.
Hang on, you took pictures of me when I was getting this thing done.
I took a picture of you just to be like, ha, ha, ha. But yeah, I was also trying to be discreet. Not discreet, but trying to block out your man because I didn't want him in the picture.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it was just the contraption. I was expecting this whole measuring thing. You lie down, but you literally just stand there, your feet in one part, and then this thing comes down around your head.
He nearly gave me the upsell on something as well.
Well, that's the part that I was like, I pissed myself laughing. So Carl's like, you get so excited about things.
Lads, I shouldn't be saying this on the podcast because anyone who works in sales and ever sees me will be like, this fella's ripe for an upsell. I love an upsell.
You really do.
I will believe anything. I'm a salesperson's dream.
You are.
I'm just like, this costs more money and what does it do? Sign me up.
You're desperate, Carl. You're desperate. So I was looking after the kids while Carl had to get sized up. And no word of a lie, it took Carl about 10 minutes after he got measured to pick the most appropriate pillow for him. For the man who likes no pillow to sleep on, right? Mm-hmm.
Fair.
I was looking after the kids while we were in Harvey Norman anyway, wheeling them around. Davey was jumping around on the, I'd say, bouncing castle. Can't get my words out tonight.
What do they call them? Bean bags, yeah.
And then Ale was like, let me out. I was like, yeah, you're fine. Anyway, so as I walked by at one stage from doing loops of the whole shop, I heard your man, Carl, walking behind him like a little lapdog with his tongue out the side. And I heard your man say, I think they're made from the saps of trees. And Carl's like, really? Yeah? Is it? Yeah? And I'm just walking by being like, you're a sap yourself, Carl. How excitable you are over pillows. It's clearly been a very long time for you, Carl.
We were talking about latex. That's what we were.
Okay.
And he was telling me like why a latex pillow was a really good pillow because they also did have a latex pillow there. Just not.
Did they?
Yeah, but not in the measured service. It was a separate latex pillow. So I tried the latex pillow.
Oh, did you? You didn't tell me this? Okay.
I went down. Oh no, sorry. I went like they let me lie down on a bed to try my pillow.
Oh no, they did that.
You
to me
did as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just didn't take.
You were just mortified.
My life. I wasn't mortified.
Well, you just basically wanted give me the pillow that feels like bricks, and that's what you did, and you went for it.
Yes.
You're like,
I have a confession on that note.
What?
I'm not a fan of my pillow.
No. Hang on a second. No, because I do actually remember this from the last time I did research on buying pillows.
What?
You have to give it a couple of weeks because actually, you're essentially if you've been sleeping on a bad pillow, it might be a little bit painful for the first couple of weeks.
It's not painful
because you're realigning. Yeah, but if you're waking up stiff, if you're like this,
I'm
is
not
uncomfortable,
waking up
give
stiff.
it a couple of weeks, and I bet
It's
you'll be in
nothing
love.
to do with that.
Well, why don't you like it?
It's
It's not hard enough.
no, it's not that it's not hard.
No.
Shut up.
All right, now that we've tied up all the loose ends, it's time for the podcast proper. How are you, lovey? Ash, this is the part of the podcast where we essentially catch up with each other after the last week. How are you? How are you getting on?
I'm good this week, Carl.
Go on.
I know it may not sound like I'm good. No, I
Yeah,
am
good.
good. It's my last, considering the pillow and everything. No, I am good this week.
I always go into this section kind of braced for finding out about something I've done wrong. Or
No, I am good this week. I suppose we had a fabulous photo shoot. We got very glammed up.
So explain to everyone what the photo shoot was for.
Carl Mullen is on the cover of the RT guide.
Sorry. Carl and Aisling are on the cover of the RTE guide. Isn't that gas?
I know, it is gas.
Two of us on the cover
My
of the
sister
RTE guide.
texted me today and she was like, I just saw the cover. She was very Stepford wife. I was like, oh, stop, Ciara. Now I'm viewing myself differently.
Hand on heart.
Go on, tell
me. You looked beautiful.
Well, thanks, Carl. Do you know what I figured out? I have quite a sexy foot in a mule. I think I'm going to go for more mules.
What's a mule?
The type of shoe that I was wearing.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Stunning.
What's the mule?
The foot.
The foot. All right.
I was like, wow.
Johnny, you can sign up for OnlyFans there. Make us a few extra quid.
I remember standing in front of the mirror with the dress and the shoe on and the jeans and the shoe on. And I was like, well, hello, foot.
I have a hot foot.
I have a hot foot. I think I said it in the room. And I was like, the girls were like, and these girls are so, I mean, I had Michelle Kids on my makeup. She had the makeup for my wedding as well. I had Norma Jean. NJ would do my hair. I love that woman. Like what she has saved my hair. And then the stylist, Laura Jordan, who I was meeting for the first time. But Laura Jordan probably wouldn't have been used to me where I word vomit, and
Oh God, yeah, sure.
at least the other two girls are aware of that. And I was like, sexy foot, at least that's one good thing after pregnancy. I just thought my foot looked hot.
So actually, that's important to explain to people because I never knew how these things worked.
Yes.
Until fairly recently. Whenever you do one of these like photo shoots,
Yes.
for like the RT guide or like any of the magazines, it's actually they make it as easy as possible for you. So you have a team of people, like a stylist, who will they chat to you and they get an idea of like what kind of clothes you like and styles that you like and what sizes you are, and they bring all the clothes along in the day and you try on stuff and you decide on what you want to wear. You have a makeup artist, you have someone to do your hair. You just turn up.
Yeah.
It's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It's actually dead easy. But it's also funny then when it comes to taking photographs because I got a real insight into myself about 4 years ago even, because when it comes to taking photographs, when you're not used to doing it,
Yes.
you realize how awkward it is.
Oh, sorry. When we were doing the photo shoot for this podcast.
Oh yeah, oh jeez. poor Evan who took the photographs for this podcast. Jeez.
God love him. Carl was turned on. Like he had it on, turned on, full dial. And I'm like, who are you right now?
I just cycle through a certain amount of poses I've just learned, and I just cycle through them. I'll be like, eyebrow.
And I could not get out of, I mean, I was 8 months pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
I could not get out of bitch face.
You were so
Bitch face
awkward.
was just like, bitch face was not coming out of it. I was like, come on.
You were... No, in fairness,
Oh.
and then that actually helped you when we did the RT guide cover there. Like, you were awkward, but not as awkward.
Not as awkward, yes, this time around.
And in fairness, there was a bit of an audience because it was in Barberstown Castle.
Yes.
So not only was there the people who were working on the photo shoot, we were actually doing it in front
was a
of like
busy enough day
an
there.
active restaurant where people were having their lunch. Someone was having their 21st birthday and us like a
They're having
shower.
an afternoon tea.
Absolute clowns getting our pictures taken over in the corner.
But I mean to say, I would have walked anywhere. I looked hot in those mules.
My first experience ever of a photo shoot was when we were getting the pictures done for the first breakfast show I was on with Darren and Donica.
Yes.
And that was anytime they're launching a new breakfast show, like there's secrecy around it. Because
Yes.
they don't want it to leak. They want a big launch and announcement and all that stuff. So we had to meet up in secret to go to this photo shoot. And I remember that was the first moment I was like, oh my God, I might be out of my depth here.
Yes.
Because I did not know what to do.
That is exactly how I feel. I do feel like I am out of my depth in this world, in this media
Everyone
world.
is.
And I suppose it's just, isn't it, practice makes perfect? That's
Everyone's
what they
making
say.
it up as they go along.
But what I will say is this time, because we did have a shoot previously just after Davey was born, and I was like, I am just like not even in the mindset for this. But what I will say this time is because I was able to get my two girls.
Oh, yeah.
That make me look great, in fairness to them. They have their work cut out for them. So Michelle and NJ, they know I love them, and I swear by the two of them.
They're great. They're great. Do you know what? It was a lovely experience. It was one of those things you get asked sometimes to do things like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's a lovely thing to get asked to do, by the way, as well.
Yes.
And something that comes with this line of work, or the particular line of work that I'm in. But when that one came in, like we've said no to those before, similar ones. But when the RT guide came in, I was like, oh, we have to do the RT guide.
Iconic.
Yeah, but that's something that, like, as in, we've bought copies to frame. Like, I'm just want. No, I'm going to put that in the office.
I know you have done this before, where you have bought things like, I'm going to frame that.
That's getting
And
framed.
The amount of things, just stop, Carl. The amount of things that are sitting in a box that Carl Mullen still has to frame.
Oh God, look at us! Aren't we absolutely gorgeous?
Oh,
Anyway,
So, Carl, Cade and Gale, how are you, lovely?
I'm good, and I feel a bit more zen
All right.
than I did this time last week.
Well, what was last week
Okay, well,
again?
actually, there's a few things. A bit more zen, but then actually, I got a bit of a fright earlier today. I'll get onto the fright.
A fright?
The reason why I'm feeling a bit more zen was that you mentioned it there. I was working at a festival. I was at All Together Now with 2FM over the weekend. And anyway, I don't know. Whenever I was looking into the travel for it
Yes. Okay.
on Google Maps, it was telling me on Google Maps it was a 2 hour and like 20 to 40, 2 hour and 40 minute drive
From Dublin.
from here, from our
Okay.
house.
Yes.
And I was like, geez, now that's a serious round trip each day, because we were there the Saturday and the Sunday.
Okay.
So then I was like, going, right, I need to maybe book a night down there rather than doing the travel. So went to try and find a hotel, but bank holiday weekend, All Together Now is on.
yes.
Couldn't find a hotel anywhere nearby that wasn't stupid money. So anyway, I ended up, the closest hotel I could find was in Cork City.
Of course it was.
I end up going, right, I'll drive there. It transpires that essentially the journey to Cork City is exactly the amount of time it takes to get back home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I went
It's
to leave,
the road. Because you go by, you were going by Yall and everything, weren't you?
and it was a beautiful
Yeah,
drive.
it's a lovely drive.
Absolutely.
But it is the road.
Beautiful drive. But not only that, when I actually went down to leave on Saturday morning, the drive to All Together Now was an hour and 40 minutes. Not 2 hours and 40 minutes, as Google Maps was telling me earlier in the week. So I essentially ended up staying in a hotel for no real reason other than...
So you left me on my own with the kids.
I did. But it was a great... And thank you for facilitating me in my work.
For facilitating when you work and to be zen.
Absolutely. No, what
Nothing better than a hotel bed, Carl.
Ash, do you know what I actually realised?
Tell me.
I'm way more comfortable in doing nothing now
Yes.
than I ever
I
used
always
to
thought
be.
you were, though, Carl.
No, I'd always be the type of person, if I was on my own, or like if there'd be times when you'd go and you'd have to stay in hotels at work, but I'd be in the hotel on my own and I'd be like, oh, well, I have to be doing something productive. So it might be like writing sketches
or something. Yes.
editing videos or coming up with ideas or something. And I got down and I actually had the greatest of intentions to do that. I was like,
Yes.
okay, this would be great. I could come up with ideas for this and I can write some stuff and catch up with myself and yada, yada, yada. And I was in the room and I just made a decision. I was like, I am doing nothing.
Good.
And all I did, the only time I left the room, right?
Yes.
I went out to get something to eat. I'm not saying this bit to sound big-headed, right?
Right, go on.
But it was a busy Saturday night
bank
in Cork.
holiday.
A lot of people around. And straight away, there was like a few people were like, oh, Carl or whatever like that. Really nice chatting to them.
Oh, you need to be careful what you say here, Carl Mullen. What are you about to say?
No, I'm not complaining about that. I actually just was like, I just want.
You wanted your space.
I want peace.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's allowed.
Do you know what I
had
did?
no kids. You want to take a full advantage.
I went.
So what did you do?
I got a takeaway pizza and I brought it up to the room.
Oh, the dream.
And I sat and I watched YouTube and I did nothing. I was watching old Formula One races.
What type of pizza did you get?
I got, so I never would have got these before being with you. I got a veggie pizza. A veggie pizza, but I asked them to put a bit of nduja with it.
Yeah.
It was actually gorgeous. It was called, they're in Marina Market as well. Oak
Fire.
It was very nice.
They make nice pizzas.
It was a great pizza. And
Good Marina Market.
I got, they did a good garlic dip as well. Oh, yeah. I was.
Lovely. Were you in heaven?
Horsed the pizza.
Oh, I'm delighted you were in heaven, Carl. That's fabulous, yeah.
And I, so that was it. And other than that, I did half an hour on the phone with the kids while you were making their dinner inside.
Did you do half an hour? It wasn't even half an hour.
It was half an hour.
It was not, Carl. The phone call was not half an hour.
It was a half an hour.
Carl.
And I enjoyed every second of it. Thank you very much.
I wasn't. The dinner was already made.
You were getting stuff ready for the kids inside. So I was chatting to them. And Davey was coming in here and he was showing me around the place.
Carl, the dinner was already made, so it was not half an hour. I had to put the fish fingers in the oven for them. So it was fish fingers that went from a box into the oven.
It was a long phone call, and I'll tell you why. Because I was in the, well, not in the nip.
Oh, you were here.
My bottom half was in the nip.
And Davey kept asking to go over to the window.
Davey asked me to show him what was outside the window. And the window was, went back on, I don't know what the name of the street, it was a busy street. So I opened the window, been like, oh, downstairs, forgetting there's nothing on underneath. And people are looking up, so there's people like potentially looking up at my B-ARSE.
You were only out of the shower and we rang you, so you put a top on you. Oh, Carl.
There's Carl Mullen's sack up there. So anyway,
Carl just gets cancelled.
There you go. Yeah, that was it. So if you're in Cork City and you looked up at any stage and saw something you didn't want to see, apologies.
Or didn't see something.
Very good.
Oh,
Okay.
did you enjoy that?
That's good.
So yes, you were zen and you were performing public acts of nudity, but then you also said you had a bit of a fright.
The fright is completely unrelated.
Did you get a fright at looking down at yourself?
I'm talking about from my state of zen. I was taking a bit more out of my state of zen. We went to, well, you were bringing Angie out for a walk today, and I was bringing the kids to the playground, and we went into the playground. But Davey had, I think, the worst fall I've seen him had.
Okay.
I've seen him have. He was on a slide, but he was going down forwards.
Is this the infamous slide that when your sister Emma had him? Remember, he had the big. Oh. He took the big hopper there for her.
Yes, actually, in fairness, he's had a couple of hoppers at this
off this slide.
But he was going down the slide and didn't go the full way down. But there's quite a drop at the bottom of the slide. When I say quite a drop, it's about 1.5 feet, right?
Yes.
So if you're going down forwards, it's fine. But anyway, he stopped before the end of the slide, and then another kid came down after him and slid into him, which pushed him over the edge. But he kind of fell and rolled his neck.
Oh, the poor baba.
Hang on a minute.
No, the poor baba. Yeah.
He oh God, it was just one of those things where I was like, just waiting for him to get up. And then he started crying. He was fine. He ran over to me.
The kids are resilient.
And he was fine. No, but actually it was a real thing, because I was like, I'm telling you now, if that was me, I'm like, good luck, good night, and God bless.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been in bits.
You are that helicopter parent, I think.
But he was, no, to be fair, actually, I was really proud of him, because I gave him a hug and I, made sure he was okay. And in fairness, the other parents as well, they were like, oh, we're so sorry. And I was like, they're kids. Like, don't worry about it. It's all good. Because I think he was mostly upset because he ate a load of sand. He literally had sand stuck in his teeth and everything. But no, I gave him a hug and calmed him down. And then I was like, come on, we're going to go back on the slide again.
Yeah.
And the two of us went up, and he insisted the first time me going down with him, but then he got back on the slide. And it was actually one of those moments where I was like, oh, I'm so proud of you, buddy. I really was.
Good.
Even going to bed tonight, I was really proud of you today, getting back on the slide and going.
Good.
So yeah.
Davey is quite like Carl, so if he does hurt himself, he'll talk for about 3 weeks and mope about it for 3 weeks. We were down in Cork. We went to Photo, and Carl He rubbed his leg off a nettle.
I haven't been stung by a nettle in a long time. It was sore.
It is sore. I'm not saying it's not sore.
But it wouldn't I only rubbed against the thing. It lasted ages.
So you get a good old doctor. If you rub it on it, you have your little cry and off you go.
But I couldn't believe how painful it was.
We're still hearing about this nettle sting today.
I'm just saying, I really did. I don't think we're like vocal enough about how painful it is when you get stung by a nettle.
I think, Carl, we're vocal with the nation. Like, people are vocal about everything else that happens to them. Let's just add Carl Mullen getting stung by a nettle into this.
Just saying, way more painful than I expected is all I'm saying, okay?
Okay, so next part of the podcast. This is the part called Mulling It Over. So this is the part of the podcast where we pick something that has come to our minds, come to our attention. Zeitgeist, is that what you said? Zeitgeist? Zeitgeist.
Could be, the Zeitgeist. Something that's in the general Zeitgeist. No, it could be, exactly.
Social media channels, news, whatever I feel I want to discuss, whatever Carl wants to discuss.
That everyone is chatting about and we want to give our 2 cents on it, or just something that we've come across. We're like, oh, I want to bring this up this week.
Yes. See, this is the rabbit hole I went down this week. When I was walking Angie the other day, there was a linesman out.
A linesman?
Like, you know, when you're lining the pitch and he's putting the paint down.
Oh, he's putting the paint down, yeah.
Yes.
That actually looks like a very satisfying job.
Well, I'd say it could be really frustrating.
Well, you'd have to be very good, good at it.
Yeah, precise.
To stay straight.
Like, this is the question that was coming into my head. Do we pay enough attention to the linesman or groundskeepers? Because realistically, I mean, it's because of them that the games are played.
Well, but sorry. Whenever it comes to sports or in general, any sort of a community enterprise or anything of that sort, there's loads of people in the background who do stuff that is completely thankless.
So then I went down a rabbit hole of how much do groundskeepers, say for the big stadiums,
right,
earn?
Oh, that's big money, I'd say, because that's proper.
Absolutely not.
What?
You're talking about 30, 40 grand pound a year.
For a
groundskeeper.
For football clubs?
For Arsenal.
What?
Yeah. 40. Go back onto Google. I researched this and they said that's quite good, or that's quite good in comparison to, say, the Arsenal staff. They're all getting paid around that. So yes, you have your football players that get paid absolute millions.
Football money is obscene.
Which is why I was expecting the stadium employees to get paid more, but no, they're paid average.
But that's it's art.
Yeah.
If you ever do the Croke Park tour,
yeah,
you'll always see, or if you're ever in Lansdowne Road or anything like that when there's a match not being played, you'll see they've these massive heaters that they roll out on to the pitch that go the whole, and they kind of move up and down, and it's not even heaters. I think it's UV light.
Okay,
so it's essentially even if in Ireland where there's not that much sunlight, at certain times of the year,
the grass green,
to keep the grass growing and green and fresh and healthy.
Training Max, we need one of them for our back garden.
It's unbelievable. Did you see the All-Ireland final? The All-Ireland football final, the way they cut the grass?
It was
and all
yes.
the patterns they cut into it.
Yes.
That did not get the credit it deserved. Just in terms of absolute artwork.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So this is the rabbit hole that I went down while I was walking Angie.
Yeah.
Because when I was walking Angie, there was a linesman, and let's be honest, it wasn't very good at the beginning.
Oh, the lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think, God, say if he was off form that day, him or her could be off form that day if they were putting the line out.
Well,
but then he went back over it, so I couldn't understand. He did go back over it, and then it was straight. So I don't know if initially there's it's an oblong shape or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know how it works, but I do remember actually 2009. Not that Irish football fans ever bring this one up. The Thierry Henry handball.
Yes.
Right. I was there in the stadium for that. I was over at that match. The Thierry Henry handball, and we all know what happened, and it meant we didn't get to bring the game to a penalty shootout, and we were knocked out and all that stuff. There was uproar about it. People were really angry because he had essentially cheated his way to a World Cup. Later that week, there was an article came out saying that the match was going to have to be replayed.
Okay.
And it was because they hadn't measured the pitch properly.
Yes.
And the linesman or whoever had done it had measured the pitch, and the pitch was too long. So essentially it meant that regardless of the handball, the ball should have been out of play and the goal should not have stood or never would have stood because it would have just been out of play. He wouldn't have even had an opportunity to handle the ball. And as such, the game was going to have to be replayed. I remember sending it around to everyone, being like, lads, this is it. The lifeline is here. Fake.
Nothing ever happened.
Fake
was
article.
It a fake article?
It was a piss take.
Well,
by Paddy Power.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
But this is the part of the rabbit hole I went down. It's literally, it's so precise. Like, now the YouTube video I was watching was how to measure out an NFL pitch.
Okay.
But like, you have your 400 meters, then you have your 300 meters for, like, you have your different measuring tapes, and then you have to get stakes in the ground to measure straight down the line, and then you get your little painting can and you go along the line as it's, so that's how they would do it over there.
Jeez.
It's very precise.
They should be paid more.
This guy that I was watching was just like the local Gaelic football club, and here he was going around the pitch, and it was just more the first line that he was doing. I was like, that's not really straight or in any type of line. But then when he actually put the proper paint down, it was straight.
And in fairness to him,
yes,
the football lads, they deserve to be paid more. He's been paid nothing.
He's been paid nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just for love of the sport.
Absolutely.
I've gone very sporty the last 2 weeks.
You are very sporty.
Gone very sporty. Mm-hmm. All right, I need to change this up now for next week.
I like your passion.
Okay. All right, Carl, what are you bringing to the table for mulling it over?
All right, so this is going to turn into like a bit of a public service announcement for all of you listening. But I'm going to start off with last week, and it was Davey's birthday, right? He turned 4. And whenever it's any of the kids' birthdays, you know me, I'm very nostalgic. I love a bit of nostalgia. And I love nearly putting myself in a position where I make myself emotional about something.
It's the mulling quality about you, yes.
Making myself emotional about something. I was looking through when it was the night before he turned 4. I went into WhatsApp and I went back to look at all the messages I was sending between myself and my family, or myself and your mum, for the night that you went, or the day that you went into labour.
Yes.
With Davey. And it was actually so gorgeous. It's so lovely to have them. And this is where the kind of public service announcement comes in.
I don't have any of them anymore. Yes.
So
I had to back up my phone a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because the email address I had was closing down. So I had to back up my phone. And we did that. We thought we had stored everything over. We were pretty sure it was stored over.
No, it was. And I'll explain what went wrong.
Okay.
So what was happening was you were changing your email address, but also at the same time, there was something weird going on with your phone. Yeah. And actually we thought that your phone had been hacked. It turned out it hadn't been hacked. It was something to do with the old email address, and this was the reason we were changing the email address. Anyway, I thought that there was something, your phone had kind of been breached.
Well, it was breached because my AIB account, that they said it was software.
There was weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we were like, we're going to have to factory reset the phone.
Yes.
So backed everything up, and we were factory resetting the phone. And one of the things that we backed up was your WhatsApp messages. We backed up everything, and then we were reinstalling it onto your phone. Everything was going fine, and we left it overnight, kind of backing everything back up, or reinstalling it all back up. But the following morning, you were like, but none of my WhatsApp messages are there.
The only thing I had, it wasn't even my WhatsApp messages. I didn't have WhatsApp messages. I had the names of groups, of WhatsApp groups, but none of the numbers were even saved.
Nothing.
So
really.
I had Carl's number by groups that I know your number off by heart, but like your sister's number, your mum's number, my mum's number. So I had numbers for people by the groups of the WhatsApp, but then it was only just the names. There was no messages. There was nothing.
So anyway, I went looking and I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, it must have just failed when it was kind of reinstalling from the backup. And I went in to find the backup to reinstall everything again.
Yes.
And it was like telling me that the backup wasn't from the day previous. The backup was from during the night when we had been sleeping, thinking the phone was backing itself up. Long story short, what happened was the phone was backing everything up off the backup we had made.
Yes.
But something went wrong, and it stopped backing itself up. So there's nothing there currently. But WhatsApp is set to automatically back up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
So what WhatsApp did was it backed up nothing.
Yep.
So nothing had installed. It backed up nothing, which overwrote the backup we had made. This gets very confusing.
It's a bit of an Oceangate disaster, really, isn't it?
Essentially, it was just one of these things where, because there had been a problem, it backed up overnight when nothing was installed. So it backed up nothing, which overwrote the previous backup. And it meant you lost everything.
Lost absolutely everything.
It was all gone.
Everything, yeah.
Really annoying as well, because like at the same time, we kind of did everything we were meant to do. And it was just a glitch and everything got written over. And you lost all your messages.
Yes.
So this is actually like the point I want to make is whatever about backing up WhatsApp, if there's messages that you have, whether it's voice notes or whether it's text, screenshot them and put them in a folder somewhere.
Yes.
Because these messages here I have
are gold.
They're absolutely gold. And I have it for all the kids.
Yeah.
And they're just so lovely. Here, okay, will I read some of them to you?
Okay, not a whole lot.
I'm not going to read loads of them. I'll read a couple of them. This is the 28th of July, 2021. Hey, family. Just to let you all know, there may be a baby on the way. Ash's waters broke a couple of hours ago, so she's just into Hollow Street there now. I'm parked up in the car outside, just waiting to see when I can go in, because we were in the middle of COVID at the time. We'll keep you all up to date. We've only texted Ash's mum and yourselves at the moment. So I was basically telling them, like, shut up. Don't tell anyone anything.
They would tell the nation.
And then I kept looking through. And then, like, my two sisters, Emma and Trace, who are just like the two of them when they get going. They're brilliant. But they started looking into all of the, like, birthdays that were on July 28th and then July 29th. So, like, had he been born on the 28th, it was Harry Kane. You know, loads of other people. And then they were, like, the 29th. You had Mussolini. Fernando Alonso.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So they were going through all of these and then they're like suggesting names. Anyway, we were going through all the birthdays and everything. And I just thought to myself, wow, it's magic having these. So I've screenshot all of those messages now.
Well, isn't it great
I've
you
them
have
backed
them,
up to a folder.
Carl?
But no, it is. It's lovely to have them. So if you're listening to this and you have important messages from anyone,
back that shit up.
It's the same
back
as well.
That shit up and screenshot it.
Myself with Alan McQuillan, my friend from 2FM. Alan passed away a few years ago very suddenly, and I had like loads of these WhatsApp voice notes we used to send each other.
Yes.
Just they were so funny. And again, I remember at the time I was like, I'm saving them.
Yes.
I'm backing them up somewhere.
And you
I
do save them.
I have them.
You have a folder for them.
And every so often I just go in and listen to them. They're so lovely because it's like to be able to hear someone's voice who isn't here with us anymore is a lovely
like we're
thing.
living in a lovely age that we can still have that.
Yes.
So yeah, just make sure you don't get rid of them.
All right, now it's time to catch up with our lovely listeners.
Right.
I put up a question box during the week, and
you did actually. So this was off the back of you having a parent fail with Ayla last week. You closed the front door, and she was still outside, and our neighbour had to save her. Now it was 20 seconds in total, but anyway, she was all good. She got a fright. Carl got a little bit upset. So he put up a question box on Instagram.
Yeah.
Fire ahead. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. And it was parenting fails. This is nearly to make myself feel better about myself. Or for any of you listening who are parents. And do you know what? It has made me realise it does happen. And we also need to give ourselves
Carl, we're all in the same boat.
Everyone does
We all do stuff.
And if you're listening, you don't have kids, I still think you're going to enjoy these. All right, so I'll go through them pretty quick.
Okay.
I'm not going to name any names just in case people get embarrassed by these.
Come on.
I was locked out of the house with my 6-week-old baby inside with the dog. Well, it was the dog who locked me out. That's a nightmare scenario.
Yes.
Because we have one of those doors that if it closes, you're locked
Yes.
out. So you always have to leave the house with keys. My son fell out of his bed when he was 3 during the night. He was crying, but he settled and all seemed fine until 2 days later, I saw he was walking lopsided. It turned out he'd broken his collarbone. I always get a shiver when I think about it. The poor little
little man.
The poor parent as well. Carrying my baby to bed and donging their head off the door frame of the bedroom. That's happened to me before.
Yeah, that's happened to Carl.
Oh, gee, poor baby.
And did you not, with Ayla, you did it with Baby and you did it with Davy, but with Ayla, did you not hit her head off one of the picture frames going up the stairs?
I did. Oh, poor Ayla. Poor Ayla. She's going to bang off one of the picture
Angie
frames.
beside us on the couch. Angie, what has your daddy done to you? What? Oh, nothing. He's too good to you, is he? Okay.
Okay. Took my child to a soft play area.
And she's just giving him a soft play in his face there with her tail.
I took my child to a soft play area which had one of those roller slides. My son took a bike up at him while I wasn't looking and drove it down the slide. All the mums were absolutely appalled and the dads thought it was hilarious.
I think that's hilarious.
I was more...
He's got character.
The absolute... That's dangerous.
No, like absolute character.
I was mortified because I was on a phone call at the time, being offered a job promotion, and had to be calm and professional with the new boss after he just snotted himself.
Okay, fair play to you on that one.
I forgot I was a mam, and I left my newborn son in a local chemist.
That's so easy to do.
Easier said
That is
than
so
done.
easy to do. I haven't done it, but it is so easy to do.
My toddler fell from the kitchen counter and had to kick her to break the fall. She was okay. No, do you know, if anything's falling and you have to put your leg out,
Yes.
try and break the fall. That's actually happened to me before.
Yes.
Where one of the kids has fallen and instinctively I put my leg out.
Yeah,
to
we were
try
on
and break their
holidays
fall.
and I think, they would have gone straight into the cabinet, which is like a marble cabinet.
Yeah.
They were going for the cabinet. And so I saved the head from the cabinet and you stuck your hand out for the fall onto the marble ground.
Yes, that is, you
Yeah.
know the scene in Spider-Man where he catches all the stuff on the tray?
Yes.
That is the most Spider-Man shit I've ever seen myself do. I've never, I honestly, do you know the meme? Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. That's the closest I've ever come to feeling like that when I saved Davey. I grabbed him by the ankle. I jumped across the room and I caught him by the ankle and he was about an inch away from the floor. I pulled up to a hotel to check in and handed the keys to the valet and left the newborn in the car.
It's all newborns.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
But again, with a newborn, you're absolutely frazzled.
And they're
There's
so
much going
quiet
on.
because they sleep so much and you're sleep deprived.
I forgot my child. I left him in the car seat in the hall and only realised at the shopping centre. Had to call a neighbour. This is genuinely a nightmare situation because if you have, like, again, close to a newborn, they're very quiet, they nap a lot, you could easily just be going through the motions and think they're in the car and get down the road and not realise.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'd say that happens more than we realise. I have 4 and I was in the supermarket and just counted heads to get them out of there. A lady came running after me. I had her son. Oh my god.
Carl, I can see you doing something like that though.
Sorry, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why we're not having it forwards.
No, but just in general, like say if you went out with like Davey and his friends, you would literally just do like a number check as
Bam,
opposed
bam,
to their
bam.
faces. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well,
You would do the tick box part.
lesson learned. I won't do that. I walked into the playroom and my 8-month-old was holding my 3-year-old's shit 1 millimeter from his mouth.
Oh, we had that with Ayla. Ayla was eating her own shit, wasn't
So,
she?
do you want me to tell the story? So it was my doing. It was at the point where Ayla was just starting to crawl.
Yes.
And she was mobile, but I still was in that mindset of like, I can leave her there.
Yes.
And when I come back, she'll still be there. So I was changing her nappy and I realised the new nappies were downstairs. So I wiped, their bum and all that stuff. And then I closed up the nappy and I was like, Grant, I'm going to run down and get another nappy. And I literally was like, fine, she'll be there when I come back.
Yes.
Ran down, came up. It was 15 seconds. By the time I got up there, I could see her and she had put her hand into the nappy and taken
A nugget.
some of the goods.
Yes.
And she was moving it towards her mouth. And when I say everything slowed down and I was just like, and I like ran towards her and I got there as it was touching her lips. I think she started to cry because I gave her a fright.
Right. Yeah.
But like definitely some of it touched her mouth. So I brought her into the bathroom and I started like scooping water into her mouth, trying to like wash it out.
Poor girl.
And then I remember I had to like come downstairs and I was like, Aisling, I need to tell you something. There's been an incident.
But in my head, I would be thinking, because she's still under 1, I was like, it's probably better for her to eat her own poo than have unboiled water. I don't know. That's where my head would be on it. Anyway, go on.
There was a lot of them came in as well about cutting your baby's nails.
Oh yeah,
you have to be really
I
careful
cut
cutting the
Ayla's
nails.
finger.
Because
forward.
especially when they're little newborns, you can think that it's their nail and actually it's their skin. Okay,
yeah.
here's the absolute
Okay.
no. Okay, here's 2 absolute horror stories.
Okay, go on.
The first one. My brother accidentally used floor wipes on the newborn's arse for a day before he copped it. Can I tell you something now
on,
that I've
tell
never
me.
told you before?
What did you use? Use an anti-bac wipe?
I use an antiseptic, no, antibacterial wipe,
Yeah.
Because it was during COVID when Davey was born, so you were all washing your bloody shopping and everything and wiping it all
And
down.
you opened the wrong pack.
I opened the wrong pack and I wiped his arse with an antibacterial
No wonder why his
wipe.
skin is so
No,
sensitive.
and in fairness, I remember the next day his arse was red raw and I was so afraid to tell you. I was like, she's going to kick my ass. She's going to absolutely kill me.
I wonder why.
The first time,
and now you know why I bring Pampers, vacuum packed Pampers on holiday.
That's the
Because
first time I've
Carl
ever told you.
got rid of any good morsel of skin on my child's arse.
Okay, and then finally, this is the worst of them that came in. I brought my daughter, who was...
She just
Ash,
of you.
I was
like the realization, the
shitting
sheer
myself.
dread.
Oh no, I was like, and every day you'd call my name, I was like, she's found out. She's found out. She's figured it out. I don't know how, but she's figured it out. And I'm finished. I'm going to have to pack my bags. And I'm going to have to stay in my mom's house tonight.
I can just see your face. Like the sheer dread of like the realization, and you're like,
no, but no. It wasn't even. So the moment, it was a double whammy, right? Because it was using the antibacterial wipe.
yes.
And then realizing like, oh shit, like I'm after using the wrong type of wipe. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I went back to using the water wipes or whatever like that.
Oh, good. You wiped it off with water wipes. Okay, good.
Well, I thought that was all right. Then the double whammy came the following day when I'm changing his nappy and I look at his arse and I go, oh no. Because his arse was red raw. And I was thinking to myself, I'm finished. I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking. But anyway, I think I blamed it on teething or something like that.
Ah, Carl.
Okay, here we go. I brought my daughter, who was 4, ice skating. I skated over her finger and severed it. Isn't that absolutely...
Does it say what she did next?
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Okay, go on.
That is the nightmare situation.
Well, at
when
least
you
it was
go
on ice,
ice
so it might
skating.
cool it down.
Listen, we managed to save the finger with surgery, but 10 years later, I'm still not over it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
You, and in fairness as well, if you go ice skating,
Like
you don't know how to
dexterity.
you don't know how to stop, you don't know what to do, it could happen so quick. That is a horrifying story.
God, we're not going ice skating, Carl, with the kids.
Going ice skating,
Definitely not Carl.
Oh, good God. I'm actually very good at ice skating. Thank you very much.
All right. Champion ice skater now, are
Award-winning
you?
dancer.
Oh, there you go.
Dancing on ice, here I come.
Okay, that's enough parenting fails for the moment, Carl. There's a good few in there. You got loads.
Oh my God, there were so many more.
Was
There
there?
were so many more. So we might come back to parenting fails at another time on the podcast.
Right, and we need a
alright?
little bit of stuff to make us feel better.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
about things that we did during the week with the kids. Fabulous. Okay, I think we're going to have to call it a day.
Yes. Huge
this
thank
week's
you
pod.
once again for listening. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share the podcast. Leave us a little comment if you're listening on Spotify as well. We'll shout a few out before next week's episode.
Thank you again, lovely listeners.
Yes.
And we'll catch you next week.
Have a great one. Good luck.
Bye.